I'm here talking with MSUB head softball coach Lisa Allen. Lisa, your team just got back from NNU, came back with a complete sweep, 4-game win, set some new records, had some extraordinary experiences at the plate. Your team batted .462. Let's start with your offensive efforts.
The offense came out strong again the first couple of games. They spread the runs out through several different innings. On the first day, I know that the third inning was the only inning we didn't score in both of the games. Day 2 was a little more of what we've been doing recently. We got behind 7-0, came back and scored 7 runs in the 5th and 6 runs in the 7th to win the ball game 13-7. And then in Game 4, they just spread it out throughout the whole game, and they really did a good job, including, our pinch hitters came in on Day 2, and they really did what we needed them to do to help us out, get that win in Game 3, and they came through in Game 4 as well.
So I know I've been really impressed with the resiliency of your team. How are you able to get them to come back, especially down last week 9-1 and then this week 7-0?
I think they're just so comfortable at the plate. We've talked a lot about how they just believe they're going to win every ball game. It doesn't matter how far they're down. As long as they have one out, they're going to fight to win.
So you set a couple of new records, MSUB records, 21 runs on 21 hits, and you also had 19 RBIs. So both of those are new records, and you did it in a shortened game.
Yeah.
You did it in only 5 innings. You had 2 shortened games, actually, at NNU. Talk a little bit about the focus that your team has right now.
I think they're just trying to get as ready for postseason as they can, and we've talked a lot about using these games to get ready for the postseason. Obviously, we've seen a lot of California teams so far, and we know what they're going to bring and what we need to do. And the coaches have spoken a lot with them about how we can't take breaks in games. If we take breaks in games against like the CCAA teams, we have a better chance of giving up more runs and potentially not coming back, especially when we're playing those ranked opponents like the number 4s, the number 19s, that we have come out with the win against. But we're really focusing on what we need to do for postseason and how well we need to play every single inning in that time.
So your defense also played well. Had another good series. Talk a little bit about them.
The defense has just been playing really great. We had a conversation with them back in California, and ever since we've talked to them, they've just done a really good job of staying together and tracking down balls. We've worked a lot more on communication recently in between the infield and the outfield, making sure that we're taking better care of those blue pits in between the two, and the girls have just responded really well.
And your pitching staff, 2 more good wins from Jessica McDonald and some good innings from your other staff. How do your pitchers look right now?
I think the pitchers are doing pretty good. We've been talking about, keeping away from the big innings. We did have a couple of big innings this last weekend against NNU, but the pitchers are working really hard on hitting their locations and making sure that they're getting our offense back into the dugout as quick as they can. That's one of our biggest goals, is to let our offense go back to work, and the sooner we can get them in the dugout and in the batter's box, the better off we'll be.
So this weekend you have a bit of a break from GNAC competition. You're going to be hosting Great Falls for 4 games. Talk a little bit about your goals for this week.
This weekend is always fun because, we're playing an in-state rival. Obviously, they have a lot of kids from this area, and we have some kids from Great Falls, and so it's always fun to play the Montana teams and get a little bit more of a rivalry. And I know a lot of the girls are excited to see some of their friends and old teammates on the Great Falls team. So it'll just be an all-around good weekend and kind of a nice break from conference play.
Sounds good. So also this weekend you'll be sponsoring a canned food drive, is that right?
Yes, this weekend we are going to do our canned food drive. So for every person that brings 1 can of food, admission will only be $2 into our games. Of course, the kids that are 6th grade or younger are still free, and we encourage as many people to come out as possible. It should be a really great weekend of ball.
Great. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks.